Mhm. Okay. So, hello everyone, and welcome once again to the May Leadership Coaching Communities of Practice Edition, LCCOP for short. I'm Akosia, your host for today's session, and on behalf of Agile People's Up, I'm thrilled to have you all here. These sessions happen every Thursday, Wednesday of each month, 9 a.m. EST time zone, and are designed to help leaders like you deepen your coaching skills, navigate complexity, and lead with impact. Through shared insights and discussions, we aim to strengthen leadership, coaching practices, and inspire meaningful change. Today, we are focusing on adaptive leadership, managing energy in uncertainty. And taking us for today's session is our wonderful and our amazing Deepa Mahesh. Deepa is a seasoned leadership coach with a wealth of experience in guiding leaders through change and uncertainty. She specializes in adaptive leadership, energy management, and building resilient organizations. Deepa partners with leaders to unlock their potential and sustain high performance, even in challenging times. Please, 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 once again, join me in warmly welcoming Deepa. Please drop in the emoji box a clapping emoji and let us show Deepa some real love. Feel free to type your questions in the chat box or Q&A box. We'll address them toward the end. Just a quick reminder, this session is being recorded and the replay will be shared after the event. Also, we'll have a quick feedback poll at the end of the event. Your input helps us to improve our sessions. Over to you, Deepa.
Thank you. Thank you. May I share my screen?
Yes, please.
You'll have to give me the...
Yes, I'm stopping the share so that you share
Yeah,
screen.
sure. Yeah. So I would like this to be an interactive session because that's when we'll all learn together on this topic. So at any point of time, you can stop me, ask, share, and it would be great to do that. So this is what we're going to explore today. Why does adaptive leadership matter in today's times? What is the HR's role? And what's the connection between leadership energy, resilience, and performance? So before I go ahead, can I understand from your end, what do you think is adaptive leadership? What is your understanding? You can type responses. Leading. What does adaptive leadership mean? Gina, I've typed it. Leading and taking people along, yes. Why is it called adaptive, Adam? Anybody can unmute also and share.
Well, I think adaptive to me means being able to adjust to every situation as a leader and not allowing it to impact the final line. That is, being able to face whatever comes as a leader before it reaches those who are following along with you.
Yes. So foresight and making the adjustment so that the people under you are taken care of. Okay, Boma. being able to lead different people at any time or situation. Okay. Great, great. So here is a simple way to look at it. It's the ability to adjust, innovate, and guide teams through complexity. Yeah, and there are three key principles to it. The first one is to embrace discomfort and change, but not by blame, crib, but as an opportunity, but not threat. There is a shift and you need to adapt. That's my opportunity. And I jump to it. That's adaptive leadership. Second, uncertainty. Uncertainty is bound to be there, but how can I manage it with clarity and groundedness? And the third is to manage short term crisis with a long term vision. These are three principles. Any comments? Here is an example. The CEO of Microsoft. Now, we all know that he shifted the organization from a traditional software company to a cloud driven AI tech company. How did he apply these three principles? Is he shifted the culture from a know it all to learn it all, fostering innovation. How did he manage uncertainty with clarity? He recognized that cloud computing is the future, and that's how he pivoted the strategy. And third, he balanced crisis with vision. So, continuous restructuring of internal processes by investing in future technologies. Now, this is the principle of adaptive leadership. Now, if the CEO thinks like this, you as HR need to support this vision. And that's why it becomes important. And that's how you drive performance, you drive strategy. Yes, yes, Adam.
So from what you are saying, as that is being a leader that is able to adapt, you don't necessarily need to wait for the situation. You adapt
No,
you adapt with what is coming. Example is the CEO of Microsoft saw that AI, that is cloud driven AI technology, is what is the future. So adapt to
yes,
suit what is the need of that period.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Else companies like Kodak died a natural death. Many other organizations. So you don't need to wait. You immediately change course. You need foresight for it. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Here's another example. Lena Nair. The main adaptation, how she displayed adaptive leadership is to position HR as a strategic function, as a strategic partner, and not just a support function. And applying these three principles again, embracing change, managing uncertainty with clarity. We all know what happened during the COVID times. How did she pick employee well-being as the top priority? Defined her being an adaptive leader. Yes, Bilal. Yes, Bilal. Adam, I saw a hand raise. Okay, sorry. Okay, sure, sure, sure. No problem. Yeah, yeah. So it this adaptive leadership is about having your ears, your eyes on the ground and quickly shifting gear. Yeah. And this um, to make this happen, a very important aspect in leadership is energy management. Not energy outside, but energy inside. And how do I define the energy? Energy is your capacity to lead effectively, to be able to foresee the change, to be able to make those changes. You need to be grounded, you need to be rooted, you need to have all your energy types in place, which is your physical energy, which is your with the body, with your stamina, with your sustainability, your emotional energy, your emotional balance, your resilience, your cognitive energy, your thoughts, the clarity, the focus, and your relational energy, which is how you deal with the team. What is the team trust, team motivation? To make that happen, this is a base ingredient. That's how I'm connecting it. You can type the question, Bilal. Or Adam, if you could unmute Bilal. Yeah, thank you. And all great leaders invest time in managing their energy to be able to facilitate adaptive leadership. So, how can HR be a strategic enabler in managing the energy? Now, here are some thoughts. How can HR be an enabler? What are some of the energy drains? Okay, sure, Bilal. What are some of the common energy drains? First is decision fatigue. Too many decisions to take. There's fatigue, or there's unclarity, there's ambiguity. What can HR do? Uh, Run interventions, run labs, run conversations. Leadership coaching can be offered. Today there's a lot of talk about lack of psychological safety, and I'm going to share with you what are the different types of psychological safety and what can you do to enable that as HR. And there's a lot of emotional stress, that's going on. So what can you do as a culture to create a space of mental well-being, health, resilience, so that employees can move, leaders can move to an adaptive culture? You can look at it from this perspective. Now, all of you have come into the organization, there is a potential, which is why you've been hired. HR has hired. Now, why is it that the performance is not equal to their potential? That is because there are lots of interferences that come in the way. The performance declines because of the interferences. There could be internal interferences, that could be external interferences. The internal interferences could be stress, could be doubt, could be unclarity, could be inefficiencies, exhaustion, confusion. External could be what is created in the ecosystem, the structure, the strategy and being unclear, all of that. Now, what can be your role as HR? Very clearly, just one: remove or minimize the interferences so that potential can become equal to performance. So, every strategy that you implement, every system you implement, or support structures you implement is to minimize the energy trainers so that the performance is equal to potential. But before that, you need to be able to identify workplace interference factors. What is causing the burnout? What is causing uncertainty? Is it an internal factor or an external factor? Any questions here? So to manage this, some of these strategies is the first one is to encourage a growth mindset. Any challenges that come, look at it as a learning opportunity. What can I learn from this situation? That's a um, single mantra, we call it. A strategy to be able to convert every challenge into a learning opportunity. What can I learn from the situation? What can I do more? What can I avoid so that I don't reach here? That's the first. Yeah. So I'm going to request you to really reflect in a day or in the last 1 week. How often have you faced challenges? And how often have you looked at them as learning opportunities? You can either look at them as learning or you can look at them as challenges that bring you down. How often have you seen them as learning opportunities and what have you got out of that? If you could share. In the last 1 week, what are the challenges that you have experienced? And how often have you looked at those challenges as learning opportunities? How often have you said, okay, what this challenge, what am I learning from it?
Oh, Deepa. Okay, so for me, I think it's been the opportunity to lead that is Team Ethiopia, the onboarding team for Team Ethiopia. It's
Mm.
been a challenge, but it's been a challenge worthwhile. That is putting together a system for a smooth onboarding, a system that would be able to continue even if I'm no longer there, and figuring out that is putting it on Trello and others. So that's been something that's given me the opportunity to learn and also expand my knowledge and understanding.
Hmm. Hmm. So what I'm hearing is expansion, right? Yes. So the growth mindset exactly brings expansion. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I agree at all. So the next strategy that you could do is to um, train leaders on recognizing their emotions. If I ask you, how are you feeling right now? What would you type? Can you name an emotion you're feeling right now? Anxious. What else? Relaxed, focused, excited. I'm feeling calm. So one of the way to be able to, so there is a situation, tired and sleepy. Oh no, Boma, you need rest. So there is a situation, and you need to adapt to those situations. To be able to do that, you need to know what are you feeling at that point in time. So naming and acknowledging your emotion is the first part of it. So uh, hopeful, yeah, confidence, I can understand. Yeah, stress. So it's very important to, so when you know that you're stressed, you will not get into something that challenges you even more. Yeah. So it is very important for you to train yourself and your team members in understanding and regulating your emotions. And in alignment with that is implementing energy renewal practices, continuous breaks, reflection time. Like you're here, you're reflecting on a topic that I'm sharing. And like this, taking time out on a daily basis to reflect, prioritize, reprioritize. All of this renew your energy and you will be able to reduce your stress and reconnect to your purpose. That enhances your ability for your adaptive leadership. And finally, enable psychological safety. Now, I just want to share with you the 4 stages of psychological safety. When do you say that it is a psychologically safe team or environment? When these are the 4 conditions. The first one is when I feel accepted for who I am. That's called inclusion safety. The next is learner safety. That is, I want to learn and I can ask questions and make mistakes. And I can make mistakes. That's learner safety. The third one is called contributor safety, which is I can share, I can contribute, and I will be heard. And the fourth is challenger safety, which is I can challenge the status quo without retaliation. Now go back to the teams you're working. Okay, go back to your own team and ask yourself, do I feel psychologically safe? Where in my team do I feel all these four? And if not, then you need to create it for your team, and you as HR need to create it for your organization. Any thoughts on this?
Okay, so in my team, Team Lebanon, I did like some psychological tests where we get to know each other. You know, if you know the MBTI test, we did it
Yeah, yeah,
today, and we actually encouraged different like ideas, and we
okay,
knew each other. So everyone expressed their personality as a start. So maybe
yeah,
next they will be sharing ideas more and more, and they will be heard. This is the contributor
yeah,
safety
yeah,
and learning safety. They should be asking questions,
yeah,
and of course, as a first for the personality, they will should be accepted for who they are
they are,
early
yeah.
on the day.
Yes, yes, that's correct.
That's
Yeah. And if this happens, and if you as a team member are allowing it, then it has huge ripple effects to um, this particular initiative you're taking, as well as any other initiative that you will launch in the future. It has got positive ripple effects.
yes, correct.
Thank you. Others? So the question is, am I as a strategic partner enabling this in my team and in my organization? If this is happening, the energy will be managed and leaders will be able to step into and embark adaptive leadership. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me. I would now be open to take any reflections and thoughts from your end. The floor is open and excellent, Nafisa. So, Nafisa, if you could unmute and share, how has it helped you and your team as you are enabling it?
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's afternoon here. So I hope I am audible.
Yes.
Um, okay, thank you, Zita. Okay, so for me, I am someone who, I encourage open ideas and I encourage communication in any and everything. So it has helped me get personal with some of the teammates, and some of them, that have been able to confide in me even for
Yes.
personal problems. Yes. So
Problems. Yeah.
yes, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the benefit. And you know how personal problems can impact leadership struggles and leadership achievements.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? Anybody? Any thoughts? Anything that you've been reflecting on that we could explore together? Yes, Nafis.
So welcome.
Yes, Nafisa. Yes, go ahead and ask.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to attend to something. So my question is, I I know that as HR, we cannot personally we cannot have the same personality, but is it wrong to assume that before you take up leadership role, there are some certain traits that you need to possess. Yes, before taking up
Certain?
leadership.
Sorry, I'm not able to understand. Is it true that before?
No, I'm saying that we individuals, different individuals coming in as HR professionals, of course, they're also coming in with different attitude and character.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
is it safe to assume that before you take up leadership role, there are some certain traits that you're supposed to possess?
Yeah, for HR.
That is, yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No, no, no. No. So there are two things for a role. You need the competencies, the functional competencies, and the attitudinal competencies. So if you take the HR role, you need the functional competencies. But for the attitudinal, you need that which is needed. It's a very basic thing that is needed for every HR person. So and as you keep growing, you will be able to display it, or you'll be expected to display it at a different level, and that will keep changing. So it depends on the competency framework. Every organization has a competency framework, and they'll define at what level which competency has to be displayed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that.
Any other question? Adam, how do you want to go forward from here?
Hi, Deepa. So I'm thinking that maybe we could give an extra time for others to share. Maybe some are maybe thinking of questions related to what we are currently discussing. So we
Mhm.
could give room to maybe for them to think about it, maybe 5 minutes more to think about it and share with us.
Sure, sure.
So, okay, guys, please, if you have any questions related to this, we have a wonderful paper currently available for us. So, please, please, please kindly unmute or show your hands that you want to share and just let us know, and we'll call on you to share with us. Please don't be shy. Please take this opportunity and share your questions with us. As I said, we have our wonderful Deepa with us. So, please, 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 once again, share with us.
Yes, Alex. Yes, Alex. Adam, could you unmute Alex?
He's currently on mute. He can. Okay, let me ask him to mute again because I've currently unmuted him. Yeah. Alex, please go ahead and share. Hello, Alex. Alex. Alex, please kindly share with us.
His mic is not
Okay, he said
working.
his mic is. Okay, so please kindly put it in the chat box, and Deepa will definitely answer you.
Sure.
Okay, so I have one question.
Yes,
Uh,
Bilal.
if- do you have like a specific reliable test that we can actually see the true personality of a person? So MBTI test, there are many, websites out there doing this test. Some requires payment to get the result, to get the detailed result. Some are
Yeah,
free, but then
free.
are
Yeah,
not that detailed.
yeah, yeah. Correct. 16 PFS, they're all paid. There is one test, not personality, but it gives you your character strengths. It's called the VIA character strengths test, and that is free.
Okay, can we put it in the chat box?
Yes, yes, sure, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me look for the website and I can send you the, yeah. I'm putting the website link also. Well, I've just put the website link. Okay, Alex has typed the question. How can I have put the link on chat, Bilal.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Deepa.
Yes,
Please,
Alex.
since Alex has texted, sorry, he has placed his question in the chat box.
I think
He's
Alex
asking,
unmuted. Alex, are you
yeah,
there?
Yes, I'm here.
he has
Yes,
placed the
go ahead.
question in the
Go
chat
ahead.
box. He's asking that how can we as leaders help our team members feel comfortable in sharing thoughts and
Yeah. Alex, is that your question?
Yes, it is. Unfortunately, I joined in a bit late, so I'm not 100% sure everything that was discussed.
No, no, this was not discussed. I can surely take this. So, how many members do you have in your team?
I would say around 10. We're quite little at the moment.
Okay, okay, sure. So, are there any practices you already use to make them feel comfortable?
I would say me personally, if
Yeah,
there's anything going on, I reach out to
yeah,
them directly and I'll talk to them.
yes, yes. So,
During
I
our
think that's
chats,
a
I'll
great
try to
strategy.
involve them.
Yes, that's a great strategy. That is the first thing. So, there are two interventions. One is on a one-on-one basis, and one is on a one to the entire group basis. So when you do one-on-one, they get to see your nature, your character. They tend to trust more. And then when it's a one-to-many, they get to trust their team members. So you are also then nurturing individual trust plus team or group trust. So how can you do that? One strategy that you're already using is one-on-one chats and knowing the person beyond the role, beyond what they do. Who are they in their personal life? What is happening? What are the victories? What are the struggles? Knowing that will make them feel you're interested in them and they'll share more. And second is that when a team member comes to you for a solution, maybe if you can encourage asking them to ask their peers, you are actually encouraging team trust. And in that process of conversation, sharing could happen.
Yeah,
Does it
I
answer,
like that
Alex?
last one. Yes,
Mm,
100%. I think just to give a little bit of a scenario,
mm,
when we have our team idols, I feel like everyone they won't unmute It's like they have to be
Mm,
called on for them to speak. So I want to be
mm,
able to create that environment where they feel free to just unmute and
mm.
speak.
Yeah, yeah, correct, correct. How you are, they are going to imitate you. So are you generally free or are you uptight? How would you say that you are as a leader?
As a leader, I would say I'm quite free, although me personally, I'm more introverted, but I do
Mm.
try to be um, outspoken in our team meetings so they can also feel free to speak as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, then just trust that they will do it because if they see you that way, they know that it's allowed.
Yeah,
It's really allowed. See, actually, these four stages that I talked about pretty much is for that. Okay. Just look at in your team, is this happening? Do they feel accepted for who they are? Can they make mistakes and own up? Can their ideas be heard? And can they challenge? If this is happening, then it's happening. What do you think, Alex? Is this happening in your team?
I would say not completely, but this is
Mm.
from what I see. Everyone else might view it differently.
Yeah, maybe you could just ask them and you could have a open conversation on this
Mm,
feeling accepted, making mistakes, speaking up their voice, and challenging status quo. These are the only four things.
okay. Thank you very much. I think I'll definitely take on that challenge.
Sure, sure. Thanks. Next, Adam, you have a question?
Yes, Pas. So I was thinking that with relating to that is challenging the status quo as an
Yeah,
HR, and you have someone who is challenging the status quo, how would you know that the person is just intentionally trying to do something obviously like there's nothing to challenge, but they are just
yeah,
trying to say provoke
yeah,
things up. So as an HR,
yeah,
how would you be able to know that okay, what this person is really doing is okay, a good way of challenging, and the other person is not, because you don't also want to shut someone down because
yeah,
some may honestly be trying to do that, but their way of going about it is something else. So as an HR, how do you go about it and also make sure that everyone is able to do that as well and be able to
yeah,
actually show who they are and be free in the workplace. Yeah, that's the question.
yeah, yeah. Actually, what is the difference between a real challenge and a challenge just for the sake of it? One can be challenge from ego or from wanting to pull the other person down, and the other is challenge to shift something or make something bigger. So I think as a HR, you need to look at what is the intention. If there is a history of this person who is challenging, that he always challenges based on ego, then you know that it is based on ego and it is coming from his personality. When somebody is challenging from ego, it is coming from fear. It is coming from insecurity, fear. So that's the differentiation. The intention. Why are they challenging? What makes them challenge? The intention is what differentiates. If it is from ego, then there are ways to handle it. If it is from real intention, then there are ways to handle it. From ego, you don't need to encourage it. From pure intention, there is a way to support that.
Okay, so now the issue is to know how you can discover if this challenge is from an ego or is it
Yeah,
for the improvement. Yes, the
yeah,
leader, you should
yeah,
challenge your member
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah,
improvement. So
yeah.
how
How to
can
know that?
we
Yes,
know?
yes, yes, yes. That's a great question. And the way to know that is to first, you as a leader need to have a great understand uh, what is it behind the loud voice, what is the intention. So tuning to the intention is called attunement. One minute, my internet is weak. Are you able to hear me steady? Okay. So, as Bilal, you need to, whoever is challenging, you need to first attune with that person and not just go into the content of what they are challenging, but go to the intention. You need to be able to pause to connect with that person and really understand the energy of the person. Where is the energy coming from? The loud voice and the noise that they're creating, is that noise coming from pure intention or ego intention? If it's coming from ego intention, and that's a sense, that's a capability, sensing capability that you as a leader need to develop as a competency. If you develop, see, for example, if you had your own brother, sisters, children, your spouse, you will be able to sense because you're far more attuned to your family. The same attunement you need to bring into your workplace so that you're able to attune to another person to understand their intention. What about dealing with ego and narcissism at the same time? What does that mean, Jean? What is the meaning of that, dealing at the same time? You can unmute and share. So dealing with a narcissist is very difficult because it is always from ego and it's always from uh, not a pure place. So it's challenging. Yeah, and yeah, it is challenging. The strategy with narcissist is go no contact. But that may be difficult if you're in a reporting relationship or if they are reporting into you. But and that would also mean that to the extent of your tolerance, you can bear them. Yes, I don't.
Okay, so I was thinking from the question that Jim put there, does it mean that to be able to basically deal with such people, you as the HR need to be able to work on yourself first? Because I'm thinking that if you are not able to maybe work on one or two things, maybe professional, maybe you need a one-on-one with a professional in certain things so that you
Yeah.
be able to deal with certain characters like this, so that you'll be able to know who is actually challenging without ego or being a narcissist, or is the other way around.
Yes.
That's, I guess, the question I'm
It's a
trying
it's
to
a
figure
bang
out and I wanted to ask.
bang on. Yeah, it's bang on. Absolutely right. because they are not going to work with in one-on-one with anyone because they already feel that they're God's gift to mankind. So if you work with somebody one-on-one and get coached on how to deal with it, then there are higher chances of knowing how to deal with it. Because fighting with them is is like losing a war. You answered the question. Bang on.
The means to get a one-on-one coach, how would you be able to go about it, seeing that maybe some people are not that financially buoyant to be able to afford it? So for someone who is in such a position but wants to excel in their role as an HR in that sense, what would be your advice or the routes they should take? But that is to maybe attend a free session, sorry, like a free webinar session, something. But what would you advise such a person, the route that such a person should take?
So I would suggest that it's very important to take professional help and create funds or create money for that. If you can't, then find a trusted partner, mentor, either in the company or outside, who will be ready to give you free advice and discuss a solution, a problem with them and find a solution. But it
Thank
doesn't
you so much for that. Oh, please continue.
replace
Sorry, please
a
continue.
professional help that one would provide.
Okay,
I'm saying
thank
it
you.
doesn't replace what professional help could provide.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Deepa. Please, Alex has a question. She says, how can we as leaders connect with our co-leaders to ensure we are on the same page? Because the best team is one with the same vision.
Yes, yes. The only mantra for that is communication, open dialogue, open communication. And show your intent of why you are communicating. You're communicating because you want to develop a shared vision so that you can steer the direction. All of you steer in the same direction, in the same direction of the strategy of the organization. So communication is the way to go. Welcome, Alex.
Okay, so another
Great.
thing is that we would, as an HR, be always aware to get changes from the employees for the personal changes, maybe financial changes, of course, and also, as you mentioned before,
I'm
the
not able to hear
internal
you
and
clearly,
external.
Bilal.
You cannot hear me clearly?
No, I mean, you're audible, but I'm not able to understand what you're saying.
Okay, let's
Can you speak again? Yeah, please speak again.
so
Yes,
is
Bilal.
this better? Is it better?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So what I was saying is we as an HR should be always aware to the changes from the employee, the personality, maybe financial changes, because it also affects the work. And as I mentioned before about the external and internal forces and changes. So we should always be aware of those in order to know this person where he is going. This employee, what direction he is going. Is he going for improvement or the whole way around, right?
Yeah, that's great. I think we've come to the end of our time together. And thank you so much for all the questions. Thank you, Adon, for steering this. Adom?
Hi,
Yeah.
Deepa. Yeah, thank you so much once again. It's really, really been amazing learning all this and having all this information. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much. Please, guys, can we give a love emoji, a clap, something to thank Deepa for such a wonderful session? Because if this was a one-on-one, I believe you'll be paying $1,000. So please show some love with lovely emojis to our wonderful Deepa. It was so nice. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you so much once again, Deepa. So we've come to the end of this session. Okay. So we thank Deepa, as I said, for this wonderful session. Her practical advice, frameworks, and tools were incredibly valuable. And I'm sure many of us are living with new perspectives on leading effectively in these times. We deeply appreciate everyone's time and your questions as well as your expertise. It's always a pleasure having everyone around. So let's move on to the announcements for today. Our next LCCOP session will be on June 19th at 9 a.m. EST time zone. Mark your calendars, ladies and gents. The next TCCOP session is on May 28th, 12 p.m. EST time zone, same time, same place. Please kindly mark your calendars for this as well. Want to deepen your coaching skills further? Check out the APF Certified Professional Team Coach Program. Also, don't miss our upcoming LATAM Communities event. All registrations and links are available in the chat box. Stay connected by joining our LinkedIn community platform to keep the conversation going. Okay, guys, so once again, thank you all again for joining us today. Please take a moment to complete the feedback poll. It's really helps us to make these sessions better for you as well as for me. It's been a pleasure hosting you. This is your host, Akosia, and I'm signing off. Always stay curious, stay adaptive, and keep coaching forward. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us, and have a good day.